3D printing is an emerging technology that has the potential to change the world. While previously the idea was confined to science fiction, in the recent past it has become a reality. Potential applications for this technology are almost limitless, both in the developed and the developing world, and so only time will tell how far we can push the boundaries of this technology. While we aim to examine some of these possibilities, we will pay particular attention to the possible uses for three-dimensional printing in both the arts sector and in education. Firstly, three-dimensional printing is similar in many ways to 2D printing. A digital file is created on a computer and then recreated in reality by a printer. With 2D printing, this is usually done using a program such as Microsoft Word, while what is being printed is almost always a text or image onto a flat surface, which is usually paper. However, with 3D printing, programs such as CAD can be used to create three-dimensional objects. The process employed and the type of materials used to create this object can differ, but the most popular method uses a vat of liquid, ultraviolet curable photopolymer resin and an ultraviolet laser to build the desired object layers one at a time. This process is known as stereolithography. In order to get a small grasp of the potential of 3D printing, one needs to take a look at Fabricated: The New World of 3D Printing. In this book, they talk about the idea of a food printer, 3D printers to be used in emergency situations, such as to print survival tools or printing replacement parts for machinery and hospitals, etc. As the cost of 3D printing falls, it will soon be a viable option for artists to use when creating their work. While it will no doubt cause controversy within the art world, mass-producing true-to-life representations of work in fields such as sculpting is an obvious use of 3D printing. In fields such as architecture and design, 3D printing could be huge, as it would facilitate relatively cheap and perfectly accurate models of proposed designs for buildings, public spaces, etc. In model making and animation, 3D printers could drastically cut the time it takes to take a design from an idea to a reality, thereby drastically reducing the costs involved in things such as stop-motion animation. Visual artists can sometimes find their work inhabited by materials and objects that they have at their disposal. As the popularity and availability of 3D printing grows, visual artists may experience greater senses of creative freedom. Recently, Barack Obama was immortalized using a 3D printer. His exact cranial measurements were taken digitally and an exact bust of the president was created. This isn't an artistic likeness of the president, this is actually millions upon millions of measurements that creates a 3D likeness of the president. Adam Metelo, the Smithsonian's 3D digitalization program officer, explained. In the form of CAD and 3D printing, artists potentially will have a new medium for expression. Regarding arts education, a 3D printer could be an invaluable tool. For example, reliable copies of artworks could potentially be recreated. In the field of arts events management, being able to create scale models of stage plans or room and venue layouts would of course be very adventurous. It is clear that 3D printing will play a huge part and role in the arts and arts-related education in many years to come. The fashion industry could completely change to make highly desirable clothing. Opportunities for completely new fashion change and distribution methods. People could potentially create their own clothes at home and print them off there and then. Forbes magazine discussed the company Continuum and how it has begun to create 3D clothing already.